Hey, train your plants every day. Jordan Scoble coming at you from the S.T.E.M lab here. I got some, I don't know, we'll just title this one the job search, I guess, or how's it going anyways. I went to Workforce again. I'll have to try out the other ones there in Sydney and Delhi. Maybe they got some more information, more direct contact to somebody that, like out there in Delhi, they got Saputo. So I'm sure the other ones have a system like that. I'm sure Sydney's going to do again with Amphenol and situations like that. Norwich, that's one. Oniana, that's got one. It is what it is. Kind of a thing. I know the one in Delhi is trying to help me out the best he can, give me these informations and things like that. I mean, I got my resume all done up and stuff like that, but a lot of them are just stupid. They don't have a really great setup through the internet for just, alright, here's my resume, here's it, you gotta fucking type it all out and all that stupid bullshit. Fucking copy and paste, hack it, and just stupid formats. It's ridiculous. But, and not only on that regards, a lot of them are still applied directly scenarios, unless it's something like a dollar store or Tops or Price Chopper or something system like that, which really isn't the best of scenarios, but it is what it is. It's not necessarily they don't pay great or anything like that, but it's more like from where I'm situated, it's an hour drive every fucking both ways, which blows, to say the least. After like I said, you got to cut it about an hour a day every day. You're losing. For the job, when you travel in that kind of distance. So if it's $10 an hour, you're expecting to pay $10, one way, or at least both ways, something like that effect. So an hour a day out of your paycheck, something like that. So you might make 10, but you're actually making 9, which still it balances out. Just saying. It's a heartbreaker, but it is what it is. And again, a lot of these other ones and stuff like that, again, they're regionally kind of a pain in the ass more than anything else. That's the only really way I can describe it. And they become a problem regionally, when you're dealing with internet like this, or even having to go to somebody directly. First, you got to go there directly, and if you don't go there directly, you got this problem with, well, they don't know who you are, they can't really check your information. I'm just old school fashion about, if you're here, obviously you can take a look at somebody, you can ask them a few questions, if ever, but that's usually never the case unless you get one of those small to medium sized companies where you can really actually get 2 seconds in there to say something to somebody and try to do some of those tricks that you'll learn from, like how to do good resumes or how to do good interviews and things like that. But otherwise, it's, you're kicking in somebody's front door, which, again, that's really the only option I have at this point. Again, that comes with that problem regionally. You really gotta step it up, when it comes to that, because it's just a real big security risk, when you have to make somebody travel so far. It's just what most employers know to be true. That's probably gonna be a problem eventually at some point in time with showing up and stuff like that, conditionary. It's just, if you can get somebody else better, usually that's what happens. And just regionally as well, from those other areas, a lot of them are bigger than Hancock and what have you. And again, they're already in a workforce or a internet temp service or something like that, which at that point, unless you got like literally a bullet pointed resume to the job system, it's kind of kicking the balls. If anything, it's just really disheartening for me on my end. I can't discredit, I can't say that that's not, I can't say it's the nail in the coffin, I guess is the way you'd say it, but there's a bunch of them. Again, the more than two I've already gone through, Workforce, Indeed, Monster and stuff like that out in Binghamton and shit like that. I mean, it's just one of those things. I got a whole shit ton of website pages to go through. I mean, one, firstly, they're going to cover a lot of the same information. You're going to have a lot of the same job systems in them. And you can't be picky. Dollar stores, grocery stores, I mean, it really doesn't matter. If you can send that application or that resume, you kind of have to at this point. Maybe not for you. Your circumstances may be different, but it is what it is. You know, and not only that, I mean, there is some realistic, I mean, it's one thing to say, well, I'll go click on everything in here, but the reality of the matter is, you know, some of them just honestly disqualifications of whether legal status or educational status. I mean, you have no choice but to just keep scrolling, look at them, read the criteria, and then just go, alright, well, they're not going to fucking hire me. But again, you know, that there's still a few on there. I know a lot of the, like, again, dollar stores and Price Shoppers, what have you, they market through that system, which, again, I hate that model. You know, it's one of those things. McDonald's and Pizza Huts, you know, it's, yeah, in jobs like that, you really don't need to see somebody. You really don't need to do anything like that, but they usually have enough people relatively close by where to be hiring somebody that far out of the region is kind of just asinine. You know, one for my thinking about it, but also on theirs as well. There's just probably many other candidates, you know, that come with that. And again, sometimes it's easy to be overqualified, you know, and you just gotta bullshit that resume a little bit. And I don't even mean being like talk it up. I mean, you know, what's your most recent job, you know, and well, I'll go back to what's relative in a resume. Cover letter or whatever. It's just like, well, I didn't work at McDonald's since I was 16, you know, so it is what it is, you know. That's the most recent job that's relative to you, you know. That's what's going to matter. Country store and gas stations and stuff like that, you know. So but I got the experience, but again, you know, you have to put the time and place on that, how long and how to, and that's like 2008, you know, and here it is 2017. You know, it usually doesn't fly very well, so on that regards. But I have done a lot of other things regionally the best I can. I know there's a couple of them. There's one I did a couple I'm going to be doing tomorrow. More out in Sydney way. I got to go out there and just pound down some more doors out there. I know there's a lot of stuff out there for what it is. I mean, Sydney's not too bad. It's 45 minutes, but you know, that's fine. But you know, there's a couple of decent kind of middle ground ones that are, if I could, for a situation like myself, they would be alright jobs. Like a carpentry, I think there's a couple of stone places out there. You know, Binghamton, I know East Front Street's got a lot going on to it. 171, it's got a few different, you know, one's a stone, one's a carpentry, or at least maybe that's a temp agency that it's probably going through or something like that. I don't know. A couple of them had that same address on it, even though different companies had it formatted for it. Could be just the office space for it. I don't know. To the location or whatever, but you know, $10, $11, something like that. But it is. I mean, it's just you gotta get used to it. But I hate Binghamton. I hate driving through it like that. I don't even like driving on that fucking highway out to that. Once you get out into that area, it's just more than anything. Like I said, you gotta get comfortable with it. Like any job or anything like that, it's a part of it. But I'll get used to it eventually, I guess. Gotta MapQuest it until you figure it out, and then you gotta memorize, and then you just do it. But regionally, close to home, you know, there's a couple I was hoping for better responses. Cannonsville Lumber there. And, you know, I've been, since their ad was in the paper, I've been going down there at least once a week. And so I went there today, and I got a chance to talk to the manager, and well, we're not hiring right now. It's like, well, why the fuck you got an ad in the paper? You know, being stupid. You know, it's dumb. You know, dollar store was another option I was kind of hoping for down here. I applied down here. They had an ad in it, you know, had the flyers up in the store and everything like that. I've been asking them at least every week. I would come down there even more than that, you know, when I have to do shopping and stuff, and ask the question. And I got to talk to a manager today, and kind of serendipity with it all. Not again, I've done it several times, but she keeps kind of like, yeah, you know, kind of a thing, but this time she was like, well, we're cutting back hours and stuff on it like this and everything. It's like, why put fucking, you know, now hirings out and things like that, you know, especially if you're not going to make, you know, specifically not until the end of January. It's like, fuck, you know. Of course, Tompkins, they're not going to hire me back. Johnson Roads, they're not going to hire me back. Dedico's probably not going to hire me back. IWC's probably not going to hire me back. You know, I've been trying Easy Red. I've been, what else? West Lumber's probably not prior hiring, so, you know, at least for the next month or so, you know, that's what they told me. The West Lumber's hardware store, they're not looking for anybody, you know, just a lot of that region. Did Wendy's, you know, but I don't even think they're hiring anymore. They found somebody apparently up there in Deposit. I've definitely put one into McDonald's as what it is, but a lot of these places, they're just not hiring in general right now. Buffalo Dental was another one. Just about everything in town. Mechanic shops to diners and all the gas stations. The only one that really did have any kind of a bite on it, really, for before we get to that one, you know, would be Moravito's in town. We'll talk about yeah, it's just, the guy hasn't even gone through his applications, but, you know, at least he's like, hey, you be the first person I call and stuff like that. Like, you know, because I keep coming back and I was like doing check-ins and things like that, but, you know, if you're not, you know, looking for somebody because you got it worked out or that's your hours and you just haven't even gone through the applications yet and it's already been like a month and a half, 2 months. Like, I'm gonna go back to jail, you don't understand, you know. But I can't rush it. I can't change gravity. But there's a Stone Dot going out to Sydney. You know, like I said, Amphenol's an internet one in Sydney. I know Walmart was one in Sydney. All internet there. A lot in Binghamton, but again, it's regional, kind of a problem. You know, it'd be different if it was one of those kinds of places where, like a dock or something like that, and they really need a specialized system like that. And I have a good resume to go with it, which I do in a lot of cases, but it's just not the kind of jobs that they're looking for. I mean, the kind of thing you can grab anybody and throw them into the position. You know, some of them are gantry positions and things like that, but I really don't have the highest hope for them. You know, it's just one of those kind of conversations, just a soul crusher, kick you in the nuts, kind of right now. Like I said, right now my best option is Moravito's there in Hancock. That's what seems to be, out of anything, really is what anything I've heard of. Saputo and Delhi there, that was one of those options. I did actually hear something back from them. I mean, I talked to the workforce guy about that, and I told him it's been a couple of weeks. You know, I've been to the place, knocked on the door, talked to the secretary or manager or whatever she was there, Peggy down there. You know, they don't let people in the building, but I managed to get somebody to come outside and talk to me for a little bit and cover the information. That was a week ago. On top of the week ago before that, somebody actually called me, Tyler there from Workforce, and the week I went before that, filled out all this information for a Workforce kind of a deal. Some of these other ones. Temp agencies, job search and career kind of websites, and it's a bitch. It's like tough. And a lot of that is I don't have a lot of networking, so it's a bitch, you know. So on that front. But at least I'm staying out of trouble and keep my head down. Fucking, I'm trying to study and things like that. I know it's not working, but it's not a college level setting. But catch you on the next one.